running out of time. I just wanted to have you wrap it up. We will have you on again. Tell everybody what to say one more time, and then we're going to be kicked off. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. So anyway, if you guys are experiencing any of those kinds of, blockages and artificial intelligence in your space, do get in touch with me. My website is GeraldineOrozco.com, Bay Area Meditation, and also hybridmother.com. And I'm very happy to work with you. So thank you,
Geraldine.
Thank you so much.
I like your voice and I like your work. It'll be fun getting to know you. Okay.
Okay. I guess. Are you there, TJ?
Yeah, I'm here. So, can you hear me? Am I on?
I can. Yeah,
Hello?
You're on.
Did it kick me off?
Great.
Oh, good. You didn't kick me off. Good. Okay, back to our show. All right, so that's one way, and that, she represents so many people in their early 30s that have worked over there in that area in Silicon, and they all are working on that level and they talk about the archons and then going in and out and all the levels of being, but they're not taking their physical 3D. They're usually doing it through meditation and hypnosis. Or some of them do understand being a bodhisattva or being here, choosing to be here and conscious, because so many of them do study Buddhism, Zen, blah, 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 right? So I think that's what I'm looking for is was there anything new? And no, there wasn't. So, but that's okay because they call them different modalities. So I guess that was the key word, was it not, that I couldn't find her modalities. Let me look that up. Is it modalities?
Okay. So it's she did talk about a premise. She's a really good hypnotherapist. She has a very hypnotic voice, very, very hypnotic throat chakra use. So I think a lot of her work and the value of it is in helping people to understand that there is a place for what could become really a discordant process, and helping them to have placement in understanding basically transhuman consciousness. It would make sense that they would be drawn to an area that has some of the most intelligent people in the world, has some very strong ethereal nets inside of it. It's interesting, but it's also, a lot of the material are things that we have worked with and we're familiar with. Doesn't discount her work, it's just a different vocabulary. Still effective, still good tools, still very positive. So it was an enjoyable conversation for me, and I enjoyed listening very closely. And I thought you were an excellent host, TJ, and I think you did a great job of posing some great questions.
Well, I wanted to get to the factors and circumstances on the diagnostic modality, but I didn't know how to say it, which is usually my problem. But you know what? We're all students and we're all teachers. So she taught me that I'm still seeking with the young AI people, or those that were born into, like she said, there's what kind of AI are you talking about? Because to me, there's only one kind. It's artificial intelligence. That's what AI means. But meaning it's not your intelligence or the God source. It's everything in between. But her modality is fine, and I think she's a beautiful woman, 36. So, folks, Geraldine, and she's already been in one of the big events for Stargate to the Cosmos with Janet Carolesson. So look up that Stargate to the Cosmos and find Geraldine. And she does meditation, hypnosis, and works with a lot of these kids out there that have learned about UFOs and extraterrestrials. And there's a whole reality that exists out there since we've been doing this motivational speaking and groups of the people I mentioned that were all in on the Matrix, and they all knew about the future and how they were going to program the general populace globally. But, not everybody is privy to that knowledge. And so, fortunately, they're saying that psychology is, and I like to study the words in psychology, but many people that go to the hypnotist and the meditators, they also want past life regressions. And there's Suzanne can talk you through them as well. So I appreciate anybody. I guess I was trying to look for key words that she did. I don't know what I was looking for. I was trying to find a common, like you said, a common ground for the communication, modalities, circumstances.
Right.
But anyway, there's people that have been waiting. Yeah, they've been waiting, but would you like to us?
Yeah, let's go.
Do our thing. Let's do our thing. Okay, let me grab my cards here because I told them not only would we let them ask you a question, but if you don't mind, well,
no problem.
I'm going to let you get started, and I'll try to locate my cards. But did someone take my cards when I wasn't looking? Because they don't seem to be here, and I don't. Oh, I know what I did. They're right here. I hid them from myself. All right, so I wouldn't use them tonight until it was time for the first hour. That's just me, folks, communicating with myself. Okay, let's see here. Let's start here, 917. Who's going to be the lucky people tonight to be part of our show? Okay, folks, we learned a lot from Geraldine. 917, you're live and on the air with TJ and Suzanne, or Theresa, I guess I should say, to be more human, kind, and loving. 917, did you call in for a reading?
Yeah, I did. Hi.
Hey! This is Anna.
Yes, how are
Anna?
you? Yes.
Anna! You've listened to the whole thing. What'd you think of Geraldine?
I don't know. I was listening, but I was also doing preparing. I was just listening with an open mind, basically. So I don't know. I mean,
I don't either. Jury's still out, but that's okay. She's beautiful, young, and growing, and has her own practice as a practitioner, and she's a speaker, and she's already been on on the shows Stargate to the Cosmos with Janet. So we'll just all wait and see if she comes back, y'all. So we got our own little crew here. This is Anna, folks. She's one of the Anna. How long have you been coming here? Since 2012 or 2013, or do you remember?
I like that she does the hypnotherapy stuff and all of that. I like it. I like that stuff. So let me ask you my question.
Okay. Suzanne first or me first?
I mean, I think I know you for 9 years or so now.
Okay. I never know the phone number, so folks, I go by the voice. Suzanne, she's one of the few voices that I can somehow know, but now you've got a twin on here that calls in. Her name's Anna too. But Suzanne, wait, Anna, have you talked with Suzanne once or twice or no?
Oh, remember.
I don't think so. Suzanne, do you remember this Anna? We talked to one Anna.
No, I don't. So, Anna, you have a question for us. Let's do the question.
Yeah, so I would like to know I'm working in this place, and I want to know if you see any changes coming. There's going to be some changes, but I really want to work in another place in the same institute. Do you see this happening for me? Or what do you see for me? Because it's just a very challenging place. I don't really want to stay there. I don't want to stay in these places. I want to go more in a different kind of program, and that program is open yet. Apparently it's going to open and blah, 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 but it takes time. So I'm wondering, am I going to go there? Is that going to be a better paid situation? Those kinds of
questions. So are you working in the medical industry, and you spent a lot of time educating and training, and one of your conflicts is that you really think that you should be in a different position and you should be in a higher position, and you find yourself stuck in these conflicts that have been difficult for you because you feel misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's all those levels again, Suzanne. Those levels that we keep working with people that nobody, we want to be loving, but we're working in levels. What are we going to do about that? Because we're not going to change the world right now, but it's levels, Suzanne, and we're not appreciated right now.
Right. So I think a lot of the difficulty that's happening right now with people is that people are thinking that it should be like I ask people for validation from the universe. Ask the universe to validate where you are today in your world and look for those small indicators to feel validated. So you have confidence, you have self-esteem, you have appreciation, you have gratitude, you have that attitude. And it's kind of a funny thing because, Anna, you're extraordinarily brilliant and talented, and you always end up in these skirmishes. Yeah, you end up in these little tiny conflicts that are meaningless, and it sours your position. And so I'm just going to propose something to you that for one day at work, all you're going to do is only look at the points that validate what your work is about, how it's valuable, how it assists people, and ignore the other things, and let's see what happens. Because you are talented, you are educated, you are brilliant, you really are quite special. It's just these petty power struggles, petty power struggles, on and on and on and on.
So it's probably not you, Anna. I think we're all dealing with that. So I'm not sure because we're trying to make a big move universally on this planet, and that's why the COVID-19 globally, to give everybody a breath of fresh air, you know, our ozone levels, everything. So we were given that, but everybody was getting antsy now. Once the energy's starting to move. So let me see what the cards say. I get what you're saying, Anna, and I know you've been with me for years. So you always seem to advance, though. You've come a long way. You know, she's really for a woman and young. She has. You're a powerful, very powerful.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, it's sort of breaking up, but go ahead.
Oh, put it a little closer. Maybe that will. I don't know why I'm breaking up, but yeah. So I was doing. I'm trained in multiple different things, right? So I'm doing something with one of the people there, and I'm using this test that I found on let's say OCD online. And I'm using this test because my colleague said, why don't you do the test and then figure it out? And so I put the test on the table, la, la, la. The psychologist sees the test, and he's, acting really curious. And he's like, oh, are you doing this? I did this, blah, blah, blah. He's acting like everything's fine. Next thing you know, it's my supervisor comes to me. He's like, how did you do the test? What is the test? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't even care about the test. It was just somebody that recommended it. It was so long that it was so boring. I don't even want to do it. But it was just on the table, and he had already done it. People, complaints like that are so mean and backstabbing. That's what I'm talking about. That just hurts. That's hurtful, isn't it?
Well, universally, I think in America especially, and this is a year of voting, but I've noticed we've been a little more cranky with each other anyway. So I've had a lot of people complaining about each other in their job space, but some of them are just glad to have jobs. So many people have lost their jobs, especially musicians and anything to do with going out and eating, things like that. But you're in the higher level, mid-level management. So are they still great? You're supposed to be going to a higher level, aren't you?
Not supposed to. I don't know. I'm trying to because they put me in a level, or the same level.
You transitioned, didn't you?
Can you hear me, guys? Because I'm talking, and it's like you guys are not even hearing me.
That's my phone. Go ahead, Suzanne. Talk to her while I unhook. I'm going to try a different phone. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Anna, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself ideally? Ideally, what do you think are your greatest strengths? Ideally, what do you think is your greatest position? Ideally, what do you think is your greatest obstacle?
That pay me well, basically. That's it. Do the work, and study, advance, learn, continue to offer, people advancement in their own life and happiness and well-being in with their relationship with themselves. And understand